Service Cloud Voice for Talkdesk is Salesforce's and Talkdesk all-in-one CRM and contact center solution, which combines phone, digital channels, and CRM data seamlessly within the Service Cloud console. Now you can take advantage of Talkdesk's robust functionality embedded all within the Salesforce user interface. You'll see we're in a new app within Salesforce called the Talkdesk Contact Center. At the bottom left of my screen, you can see the omni-channel component has been redesigned for bringing your own telephony and now features a phone tab. We're going to go ahead and log into the Talkdesk instance associated with this. Once logged in, you get access to this dial pad where you can make and receive calls without ever leaving the Salesforce platform. Above this, agent statuses allow me throughout the day to select if I'm available for incoming calls, busy, or offline. These statuses can be configured by an administrator, and they become particularly useful when it comes to live reporting and supervision. Normal click-to-call functionality within Salesforce now takes place within this phone instance. All we have to do is click the number, and then we'll start dialing out. Once ringing starts, a new voice call entity is created to gather all data from this call. This entity exists for both inbound and outbound calls and features all relevant call metrics. It's stored within Salesforce and viewable on the same screen as the phone. After we answer and speak a little bit, we see over here to the right a transcription is being created for this call. This is useful for any supervisor who would like to monitor into a call. They can read it as it happens in real time so that they can coach an agent. In addition to the transcription, you have call controls such as the ability to mute or transfer a call. If we'd like to transfer, all we have to do is select another agent to transfer to and call them. Although we don't have any other agents online for demonstration purposes, once they answer the phone, you can merge the calls and then leave the call, at which point the call record belongs to them. Once a call is over, we're given the option to complete some after-conversation work. This implies defining a call resolution, as well as describing the call. Once done, all we have to do is click the button. Once we refresh the tab, we get some access to additional call data, such as the participants, the agent involved, the call recording, as well as some metrics, so call duration, details about the queue, if they had to hold, when it started and when it was ended. Now we'll show an example of what an inbound call looks like. See, we can either reject the call or click the check mark to accept it. And we're taken immediately to the call record. Since we already know what the call record looks like, we want to see what a supervisor's perspective would be when one of your agents is on a call. We see that as a supervisor, you have several options. So you can see the status of your agent. You may want to change their status. So if they've been busy, but they're actually available for calls, you have that option to change it here, as well as their capacity, which each agent has a defined workload. A call may be defined as 5 points of that workload, and if you've set your agents to have a capacity of 5 points, they'd be at 100%. If you drop down an agent, you can see which calls they're on. We can see the number that is dialed in. It's an inbound call. We can also monitor it, at which point we get to view the transcript that is taking place. Since we put this call on mute early, there's not much of a transcript, but it would be at this point where you can read it and coach your agent. From an administrative perspective, we see that there's a presence mapping page. Presence mapping applies to the statuses that we saw earlier. So within the Talkdesk administrative section, you can define which statuses you would like for your contact center, and then you come to presence mapping to map how those would appear within Salesforce Bring Your Own Telephony. In addition to all of Salesforce real-time and historical reporting, Talkdesk also provides its own native reporting. Here you can see live data being reported in real time for you to make any decisions on the fly about how to efficiently run your contact center. We can see how many agents are logged in, the number of inbound calls, average wait time, really important metrics. In addition to live reporting, we can switch over to the Explore tab, which has many different default dashboards and reports featuring historical data about specific metrics. Using inbound calls as an example, we can look at all inbound call data over the past 10 days to view trends over time. Using this, we can make decisions on how to more effectively run our contact center. Since all this data is created inside of Salesforce objects and records, you can still use standard Salesforce reporting and dashboard capabilities to build any KPI that you need. The Talkdesk instance is where much of the administrative work takes place. Beyond calls, contacts, agents, reporting, and other preferences, one thing we'd like to highlight is the studio flow unique to Service Cloud Voice. When you receive an inbound call, you can send your contacts through a predetermined flow, which contains components such as conditional statements, hours of operations. You can include some language logic. Here we see this execute action, which actually allows the bring your own telephony to function within Salesforce. As an example, we've got an IVR where the customer may press 1 for sales, press 2 for support, and then you can assign them to different agents or put them in different queues. There's actually many different components you can assign them to. To go over a few, we see that there's auto answers, calendar-based rules, forwarding to external numbers, providing an ETA, and so much more. This allows you to define specifically what you would like your inbound caller journey to look like so that you can most efficiently route inbound calls to the agents most qualified to handle them. We've gone over most of the significant features that you would interact with day to day when it comes to leveraging Service Cloud Voice. Now you can use it for robust and reliable service, an incredibly quick implementation with low complexity, and global presence and coverage, all within Salesforce. Never has there been a simpler, more dependent solution for telephony within your CRM.